Welcome back, coin collectors and history lovers. Today we are diving deep into the world of numismatics to explore one of the most overlooked yet fascinating coins in American history, the 1977 Lincoln 1-cent penny. It might be in your pocket right now or tucked away in an old coin jar, but what you may not realize is that some versions of this humble coin can be worth far more than a single cent. In fact, certain examples are selling for hundreds, even thousands of dollars. So make sure you stay until the end to find out what to look for in your own collection. Brief history of the Lincoln penny. First, let's talk history. The Lincoln cent was first issued in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person rather than a symbolic figure. The obverse or head side displays a bust of Abraham Lincoln, while the reverse or tail side originally featured two wheat stalks and the words 1 cent and United States of America. In 1959, to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth and the 50th anniversary of the Lincoln cent, the reverse was changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. This design remained in place until 2008. The 1977 Lincoln penny therefore falls into this memorial cent period. Produced during a time when the U.S. Mint was undergoing various technological updates, this year holds some interesting surprises for collectors and enthusiasts. Mintage and circulation numbers. In 1977, the U.S. Mint struck pennies at two locations, Philadelphia and Denver. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 4.4 billion Lincoln cents that year, while the Denver Mint produced over 4.2 billion. That's a total of more than 8.6 billion pennies made in just 1 year. Given such high mintage numbers, it might be easy to assume this coin is too common to be valuable, but that's not always the case. Common characteristics of the 1977 penny. The 1977 penny is made primarily of copper, about 95%, with the remaining 5% made of tin and zinc. This composition remained until 1982, when the U.S. Mint transitioned to a predominantly zinc core due to rising copper prices. The weight of the 1977 Lincoln cent is approximately 3.1 grams. It has a diameter of 19 millimeters and a plain edge. Now here's where things get interesting. Most 1977 pennies you find will be circulated, meaning they've seen years of wear and tear. But if you happen to find a coin in uncirculated or mint condition, you could be holding on to something much more valuable than face value. Errors and rare variants. Let's talk about the real moneymakers, errors and varieties. Certain minting errors from 1977 are highly sought after by collectors. These include double die obverse off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and coins with die cracks or repunched mint marks. One notable error is the 1977 double die obverse. This variety shows noticeable doubling in the lettering, especially around the word liberty and the motto "In God We Trust." Coins with this error can sell from $50 to several hundred depending on the severity of the doubling and the condition of the coin. Another valuable find is the 1977 penny struck on a dime planchet. This rare error means the penny was mistakenly struck on a smaller, lighter planchet meant for a 10-cent coin. These oddities are extremely rare and can fetch prices from several $100s to well over $1,000 depending on grading. Grading and condition matters. As with all coins, condition is everything. A heavily circulated 1977 penny might only be worth 1 cent, but an uncirculated or high-grade example graded MS-65 or higher can command much more. MS stands for mint state and is part of the Sheldon grading scale, which ranges from 1 to 70. Coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC tend to attract higher bids. For example, a 1977 Lincoln penny graded MS-67 read by PCGS has sold at auction for over $1,000. If your coin has strong original luster, no contact marks, and a brilliant red tone, as opposed to brown or red-brown, it stands a much greater chance of being valuable. Current market value and price guide. As of today, the average 1977 penny in circulated condition is worth about 1 to 2 cents due to its copper content alone. However, uncirculated examples range from $1 to over $20 depending on the grade. Rare errors can increase this significantly. A top-tier coin in MS67 condition can sell from $500 to $1,000 and higher, especially if it is designated as full red. Error coins with dramatic features like double dies or wrong planchets are the real stars, with some commanding prices over $2,000 in recent auctions. How to identify and sell your coin. So how can you tell if your 1977 penny is worth big money? Start by checking its color and condition. A red uncirculated penny is more desirable than a brown worn one. Use a magnifying glass to look for doubling or repunched mint marks. If you suspect you have something rare, consider submitting your coin to a grading service for professional evaluation. Once graded, you can list your coin on platforms like eBay Heritage Auctions, or even take it to a local coin dealer. Make sure to do your research so you know what your coin is really worth before selling. Conclusion. So there you have it. The 1977 Lincoln penny may look ordinary, but with the right combination of condition, rarity, and error, you could be holding a small treasure. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, it's always worth checking your pocket change. After all, you never know when a simple penny could turn into a payday. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell for notifications so you never miss a coin spotlight. Drop a comment below if you found any rare 1977 pennies or want us to cover another year next time. Happy collecting, and see you in the next video, where we talk all about rare coins, coin collecting tips, and how to spot real treasure in your pocket change. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of the 2006 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. Now, at first glance, you might think it's just another ordinary copper-plated coin you see every day. But did you know some 2006 pennies can actually be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on their condition, mint mark, and errors? Stick around and I'll explain everything you need to know about the history of this penny, its value, and how to spot one that could change your life. So let's start with a bit of background. The Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny has been around since 1909, when it was first introduced to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The design was created by Victor David Brenner and features Lincoln's portrait on the obverse side. Over time, the reverse design changed several times, but the obverse has always honored Lincoln himself. Fast forward to 2006, and the penny still kept that classic Lincoln portrait, but with a few subtle differences due to modern minting techniques. In 2006, the U.S. Mint produced Lincoln cents at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The ones from Philadelphia carry no mint mark, the Denver coins have a D mint mark, and the San Francisco ones are only made as proofs, meaning they're not meant for general circulation, but rather for collectors. Most 2006 pennies you find in circulation are worth face value, which is just 1 cent. However, not all pennies are created equal. There are some key things you should look out for that can make a 2006 Lincoln penny extremely valuable. First, let's talk about condition. A penny that's been circulated will have scratches, and while an uncirculated coin or one in mint state condition could fetch a lot more from collectors. A 2006 penny graded MS67 or MS68 by companies like PCGS or NGC could easily sell for $50 to a few $100 depending on demand. Now let's talk about errors and varieties, because this is where it gets really exciting. Some 2006 pennies were struck with doubling on the obverse or reverse, known as double die errors. These errors can appear on Lincoln's face, the date, the motto, "I in God we trust," or the word liberty. Collectors go crazy for double die coins because they are fairly rare and visually striking. If you happen to find a 2006 penny with doubling, you could be looking at a coin worth hundreds of dollars or more. There's also something called an off-center strike, which happens when the coin blank is not properly aligned during the minting process. Depending on how far off-center the coin is and whether the date is still visible, this type of error can range in value from $50 to several $100s. Another rare variety from 2006 includes coins struck on the wrong planchet, meaning they were mistakenly struck on a blank mint for a dime or a foreign coin. These mistakes are extremely rare, but highly collectible. One example sold for over $1,500 at auction. And of course, let's not forget proof coins from the San Francisco Mint. These have a shiny mirror-like finish and are usually only found in special proof sets. While most are worth a few dollars, if they're still sealed and in perfect condition, a high-grade proof could fetch $20 to $50 or more depending on market trends. Now you might be wondering, what's the highest recorded sale for a 2006 Lincoln penny? Well, get this. In recent years, a 2006 D penny graded MS68 red by PCGS sold for over $1,000. Yes, that's $1,000 for a modern penny. And the best part is, you don't need to be a professional collector to find one. You just need good eyes, patience, and maybe a magnifying glass. To find a valuable 2006 penny, I recommend checking your pocket change coin rolls from the bank or even buying unsearched penny lots online. Always check for doubling, unusual features, off-center strikes, and keep an eye out for coins that are bright red in color with no visible wear. Also, it's a good idea to learn how to grade coins or consult a professional grading service. The difference between a penny worth 5 cents and one worth 500 often comes down to the condition and whether it has a recognized error or variety. Before we wrap up, let's do a quick summary. The 2006 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny might seem ordinary, but some are worth a fortune. Look for high-grade examples, double dies, off-center strikes, proof coins, and those struck on the wrong planchet. With the right knowledge and a little bit of luck, you could turn a single penny into hundreds or even thousands of dollars. So, if you have a jar full of coins at home or just enjoy hunting through your spare change, make sure you take a closer look at any 2006 pennies you come across. You never know. You might be holding a rare and valuable piece of numismatic history right in your hand. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more tips on coin collecting and hidden treasures in everyday money. Let me know in the comments if you've ever found a valuable coin and what year it was. See you next time, and happy hunting. We're diving deep into a coin you might have walked past, dropped on the sidewalk, or found buried at the bottom of your drawer, the 2008 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. This humble-looking coin might not seem like much at first glance, but you'd be surprised to learn how rich its story is, and how some rare versions of this coin are selling for hundreds or even thousands of dollars today. Let's start with the basics. The 1-cent penny featuring Abraham Lincoln has been in circulation for well over a century. First minted in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, it became the first circulating U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure on its face. Lincoln's image on the obverse, that is the front of the coin, has remained relatively unchanged since then. But what makes the 2008 penny so special isn't just the face of Lincoln, it's the back of the coin and the history leading up to it. By 2008, the Lincoln Memorial reverse design had been in use for 50 years, since 1959. That design showed the Lincoln Memorial Building in Washington, D.C., and it replaced the earlier wheat ears reverse design from 1909 to 1958. The 2008 penny marked the final year of the Lincoln Memorial reverse before a major design overhaul in 2009 to commemorate Lincoln's bicentennial and the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln cent. So the 2008 penny represents the end of an era in U.S. coin design, making it especially interesting to collectors now. While millions of 2008 pennies were produced by the U.S. Mint, there are some specific varieties and conditions that make certain 2008 pennies far more valuable than just 1 cent And here's where things get exciting. First, let's talk about mint marks. In 2008, Lincoln cents were struck at two primary locations: the Philadelphia Mint, which has no mint mark, and the Denver Mint, which uses a D mint mark under the date now. While the Philadelphia minted pennies are more common than Denver minted coins with a D mint mark tend to have more collector interest because of specific varieties and errors found on them. One of the most well-known valuable 2008 pennies is the 2008 D penny with a satin finish, which was included in mint sets released that year. This satin finish was part of a special uncirculated mint set where the coins were struck with higher quality dies and on specially prepared blanks, giving them a smooth matte-like surface rather than the shiny business strike coins you'd find in everyday change. These satin finish coins in pristine condition, especially graded MS68 or higher by PCGS or NGC, can sell for anywhere between $20 to $150 depending on demand and condition. Now let's go even deeper into the realm of errors and varieties, which is where true value starts to shine. Certain 2008 pennies have been found with double dies, which means the coin was struck twice by the die but slightly offset. This can cause doubling, especially noticeable on the date. The letters Liberty or I in God We Trust coins with this error can be worth anywhere from $25 to over $200 depending on the severity and clarity of the doubling, and of course, the overall condition of the coin. Another valuable variety involves repunched mint marks, also called RPMs, on some 2008 D Lincoln, since the D mint mark was punched more than once, creating a shadow or doubling effect. This kind of variety is subtle but highly collectible among error coin enthusiasts, and prices can range from $15 to $100. But that's not all. There are also off-center strikes, die cracks, cuds, and other types of minting errors that show up from time to time on 2008 pennies. Off-center strikes where the image is noticeably shifted can be worth $50 to several $100 depending on how extreme the error is and how much of the design is missing yet still visible for identification. Let's also talk about condition and grading, because even a regular 2008 penny with no special errors can be worth more than face value if it's in flawless condition. Collectors look for high-grade coins, often certified by grading companies like PCGS or NGC. Coins graded MS67, MS68, or higher are exceptionally rare for coins intended for circulation, and prices can jump dramatically for those high grades. Some 2008 D Lincoln Memorial cents in MS68 condition have sold for over $500 at auction. So how do you know if you have a valuable 2008 penny? First, examine the mint mark and see if it's AD or no mint mark, then check for doubling or odd design features. Look carefully at Lincoln's eye, the date, the words Liberty, and the motto, I in God We Trust. If anything looks slightly doubled or out of alignment, you may have a double die coin. Next, inspect the condition. Does it have sharp details and little to no scratches or wear? If so, it could be worth grading. Lastly, compare it to photos of known varieties online or consult a coin dealer. So what's the current market like for 2008 pennies as of 2025? The market for Lincoln Memorial cents remains steady, with error coins continuing to draw interest from serious collectors. Satin finish and high-grade examples from mint sets are also increasing in value due to limited availability and growing demand from completionists and variety hunters. It's not unheard of to see auction listings selling for over $1,000 for extremely rare 2008 error cents or coins graded at the very top of the scale. In conclusion, the 2008 Abraham Lincoln 1 cent penny is more than just a copper-coated coin. It's a farewell to the Lincoln Memorial design, a bridge between classic and modern U.S. coinage, and a hidden treasure trove of errors and varieties. If you have a jar of change or an old folder full of coins, now is the time to take a second look. Who knows, you might just have one of those valuable 2008 pennies waiting to be discovered. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like this video if you learned something new, and subscribe for more content on rare coins, coin collecting tips, and ways to make money from your pocket change. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare penny or if you have questions about a coin you're curious about. I love hearing from fellow coin hunters. Until next time, keep collecting, and good luck treasure hunting. Today we're diving deep into the fascinating world of coins. Specifically the 2011 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. A coin you probably have in your pocket right now could be worth much more than just 1 cent. And by the end of this video you'll know exactly what to look for, how much it's worth, and why collectors are paying big bucks for certain versions of this penny. Let's get started. First up, the background and history of the 2011 Lincoln penny. The Lincoln cent has a long and rich history going all the way back to 1909. That was the first year Abraham Lincoln appeared on a U.S. coin, marking the centennial of his birth. It replaced the Indian head cent and was a groundbreaking move at the time, since it was the first time a real person, a president no less, appeared on an American coin. Now fast forward to 2011, the Lincoln cent continued to be issued with his portrait on the obverse, or the front side of the coin. This image of Lincoln was designed by Victor David Brenner and has remained largely unchanged for over a century. It's one of the most iconic coin designs in U.S. history. The reverse side of the 2011 penny features the Union Shield design. This reverse was introduced in 2010, and it symbolizes Lincoln's preservation of the United States as a single and united country. The shield has 13 vertical stripes representing the original colonies joined together under a single horizontal bar representing Congress. This simple but powerful image replaced the 2009 bicentennial reverse series that showed various stages of Lincoln's life. Now, the minting of the 2011 Lincoln penny. The 2011 Lincoln cent was minted at 3 main locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia and Denver versions are regular circulation coins, and they come without a mint mark or with a D mint mark respectively. The San Francisco Mint produced proof versions only, and these coins are distinguished by their S mint mark and high-quality mirror-like finish. Over 4.9 billion Lincoln cents were struck in Philadelphia, and over 2.5 billion in Denver. That means regular circulation versions are extremely common. However, that does not mean all 2011 Lincoln cents are created equal. Here's where it gets interesting. Let's talk about valuable varieties and errors. While the standard 2011 Lincoln cent might not be worth more than face value, certain rare errors or varieties can be worth much more. One major type of error to look for is a double die. This happens when the die used to strike the coin has a slight misalignment between strikes, creating a doubled image. Most commonly, doubling appears on the letters "In Liberty" or "In God We Trust" or the date on the front of the coin. If you find a strong double die, especially one with crisp separation, you could be holding a coin worth anywhere from $20 to several $100s. Another valuable type of error is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin isn't properly centered. During minting, the value of these errors depends on how far off center the strike is. Coins that are 10 to 20% off-center might be worth $10 to $20, while those with a 50% off-center strike but still showing the full date can be worth over $100. Then there's the die cracks and cuts. These are caused by damage or wear to the die over time, which results in raised lines or blobs of extra metal on the coin. These coins can fetch between $5 and $50 depending on the size and location of the error. Let's not forget the proof versions minted in San Francisco. These coins are made specifically for collectors and have a sharp strike and mirror-like surfaces. If kept in perfect condition, they can be worth $2 to $5 or more depending on market demand. A deep cameo example, graded PR69 or PR70 by a grading service like PCGS or NGC, can be worth even more. Speaking of grading, the condition of your coin plays a huge role in its value. A regular 2011 penny that is heavily worn from circulation is only worth 1 cent, but an uncirculated example that has never been used and is free of marks and blemishes might fetch between 10 cents and $1 from collectors, even more so if the coin is certified in mint state 67 or higher. Those high-grade coins can sometimes sell for $10 to $50 depending on demand. As of now, in 2025, the coin collecting market is strong in coins in high grades, especially with Errors are in demand: a 2011 penny with a dramatic error or high-end grading certification could bring in real money at auction sites and coin shows. So what should you look for in your pocket change? Here's a quick checklist. Number 1. Check the mint mark. A D means Denver, a blank means Philadelphia, and an S means proof coin from San Francisco. Number 2. Look at the date and inscriptions under magnification for signs of doubling. Number 3. Check for any strange shapes, lines, or blobs that might be die, cracks, cuts, or off-center strikes. Number 4. If you find a shiny coin with no scratches or marks, it might be worth getting graded. And number 5. Keep an eye on auctions and eBay listings to track real-time values. In summary, the 2011 Abraham Lincoln penny might seem common, and in most cases it is, but hidden among the billions minted are rare gems that are worth a lot more than just 1 cent. If you pay attention and know what to look for, you might just find a coin in your change that's worth hundreds of dollars. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this and want to see more about coin collecting, rare errors, and valuable coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to stay updated. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.